All right, so whoops, hold on. Haven't I done? I got my phone, something has a echo going on. Can't make the voice go away. Hold on. There, get the button pushed. Okay. I think we are going now. I was trying to be so careful, you guys. It's got to get on correctly, and then I couldn't get on. That's why I'm a couple minutes late. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Jill Blanchett here. Tonight is my Wednesday night live, and we are going to be using the Scenic Pumpkin Patch set tonight. Yeah, I designed this card today. I'll show you what where my inspiration came from. Let me give you a quick rundown. It's October. I got my fall class designed. I just got to get the email out now to let you guys know about it. So look for that. My newsletter did get out just a little while ago. October means the kits collection is on special, on sale, promotion, up to 30% off on the kits. My newsletter tonight has the 2 new kits in it. And those are both on sale. Like I said, it's just going to probably be the ones that they have the most of that will be 30% off. But check that out. They're perfect for gifts, for get together time with you and your kids or your family or friends. Bottle of wine in your kit, you're ready to go. Just need a place to sit and put them together. What else we got? The Paper Pumpkin, new Paper Pumpkin subscribers can use the holiday 40 code and save up to 40% off. It has to be the subscription, the auto monthly one, and you have to be a new subscriber or at least use a new email address that you haven't used before. And our sign up special, you guys, I rant and rave every time about that. If you're looking to save some money on supplies, now's the time. You get $155 in supplies for the $99. You got friends that you craft with, split the $99, pool the 155 together. Do whatever you feel you need to do to save the money because it's great to save the money. Reach out to me if you need to or you want to. We can discuss how it works, what you have to do, what you don't have to do. This is a perfect month to join because you won't have anything really to account for till the quarter ending in March. So you'll have a new catalog, a celebration, any of that to try and get an outside order to help you with your quote, your $300 quota, or you could do it yourself. You know, we know that that's not hard to order for ourselves, which is a good reason to join. So when you do order, you're saving the money. But you guys know I can rant and ramble, and if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But gosh almighty, if you buy stuff from Stampin' Up, you really ought to join. Like I said before, I'm kind of a low level upline, don't really have a lot of downline that do sales. So if you want to build a business, we can try and do it together. If you just want to buy supplies, come on over. We'll hang out, we'll stamp, we'll get together with the girls and just do what we do best. And that's just talk and laugh and have a good time. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna quit rambling. Oh good, I don't see anybody complaining you can't hear me. Whew. All right, Dawn's on, Christy's on, Carol Beth's on. Hey guys, Mom, Sharon. Oh, we got 2 Sharons. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let me turn the camera down here, you guys. I got all sidetracked with Got myself all worked up again because I couldn't get on at first. So let's see, we're going to go down to my desktop. There we go. And let me take my jacket off. I'm freezing again today. It's cold in my house, but my basement, we've had all the windows open and it's been down to like 44 at night. And so my house cooled way down to like 62, but my basement is not cooling down. So I got my sweatshirt on when I'm upstairs and take it off when I'm downstairs. So Scenic Pumpkin Patch. I don't know, like I told you the other day, I don't know what drew me to this. But I thought I better ink it up and give it a try. So that's what I did. This is what we're going to use tonight. Scenic Pumpkin Patch. It's on the online exclusives on our Stampin' Up! Stores. And we are doing what's called a pop-out. Let me show you my card. This is my prototype. So it's called a pop-out swing card. Like so. So this is what I am making. But I'm not going to show you guys all my cards tonight, but I got 8 cards done for my fall class, and this is one of them. And this was where I saw my inspiration came from. I did the pop-out swing card for my fall class with the papers and stuff that I'm using for that. So that's where this inspiration is stemming from. Thanks, Carol Beth. All right, so I'm gonna set that over here, you guys. Let's get started. Lots of pieces and parts. I got a lot of them done so that you don't have to kind of hang with me through it all. So I am gonna show you, oh, I didn't bring the whole packet. Let me get my other packet. Hang on, you'll wanna see this. So I'm using my fall class is using this Sweet Days of Autumn paper pack. And it's these pieces. That's on the back of that one. And boy, I really made a mess of myself when I ordered this. I had no idea it came with all this paper in it. And then when it came, each pack has like 4 sheets of these designs in it. And so I've got paper overload, and all I really wanted to do was have a sticker sheet and a few sheets of paper is what I thought it was. So if you order any of these from the brochure, packs of paper are like a full designer series pack, but only a few designs, and then you get 4 sheets, and then you get the sticker sheet, at least in this pack. So that's what I'm using for my class, and so that is also what I used here on the inside. And then this paper here is this Autumn to Remember 12 by 12 cardstock. So this is part of our new, I'm gonna call it the Close to My Heart line. So it is a pack of paper that coordinates with that designer series paper I just showed you, but it is like petal pink, pecan. Let's see, I'll look on the back. Cajun craze, early espresso, and let's see if there's 2 greens in there. Cajun craze, early espresso, yep, mossy meadow and old olive. But it's our 2-tone paper, so can you see the difference? If I flip it over, can you see the dark and the light? So one side is dark, one side is lighter. You see that there too? Not probably as good. Here's a mossy meadow. Oh, I already used that one. That one you can't really see. Well, that one's a good one to see the differences in. So it's a little, it's not quite as thick as our cardstock, but it is a nice paper. And so I'm going to show you something about it here. This is what we call our white, or we used to anyway. It's like white core paper, it's called. And that's because Stampin' Up! For our cardstock, it is the same die all the way through. So I'm not gonna do it here because, and I didn't bring a piece with me, but if we tear it, oh, I got this little one. If we tear it, you see our inside is the same color. It's still crumb cake on the inside. Well, this white core paper is exactly that. I'm not going to tear it because I need it for my card, but if we tore it, you would see that it was, I don't think you could see it. Maybe, can you see it on that at all? Can you see how that's got that white line to it there? That's because the inside is white and the color is only on the outside. So when you run it through an embossing folder, it's going to, I will show you, it's gonna like make some white on there. I'll show you when we get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm starting with an 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of pumpkin pie paper. And boy, does this look bright. I've been working with these cards for my class and they're all like darker, early espresso, mossy meadow, stuff like that. My phone is blowing up. Someone is texting me, but I can't see it. So hopefully everything is a-okay on the video. But I'm working with those darker colors. So when I pulled this out, it was like, holy cow, that's bright. But anyway, so we've got that. Then I have a 6-inch by 5.25 inch piece. No, it's not 5.25. It is 5 and yes, it is 5.25. 6 inches by 5.25. Thought I went down. Anyway, we are going to score it at 4 inches and 2 inches. So that's going to be our little swing mechanism. We're going to fold one up and one down. That's it. One up and one down. So I'm going to go ahead and build up on this a little bit. I've got a 1 7/8 inch piece of basic white that is 5 3/8 inches long. And yep, I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. I'm going to glue them on. If you're going to stamp on yours, because you know what you're going to do with it, stamp on it now so that you can glue it on and not risk messing it up. Okay, just going to glue these on. You know, I like to get the stuff out of my way. All right, and then these are also 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. Did I give you that measurement right on the last one? Did I say 1 7/8? Because these are 2 inches, I went down on the 8, so they're 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. Oh, 5 3/8. No, not 5 3/8. 5 1/8. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. All messed up. So you want me to tell you again? This is a 6-inch by 5.25 inch piece of paper pumpkin. God, pumpkin pie that I've scored at 4 and 2, then layered on 1 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch pieces in the 2-inch slots. You can go down on the quarter if you want. I did not. All right. Now we're going to bring in our main card piece here. Then I have this front that is 5 3/8 by 4 and an 8. And I'm going to just put a little dab. Now decide if you want the dark side up or the light side up to you. And I'm going to just dab that right there till I get that in the position that I want it. Because we're going to cut our hole out. So we want to make sure I'm getting a little too close to the bottom there. That looks good. Okay. I'm going to give that a hot second to dry. Then I've got one of these stitched rectangles dies. It's about 3 3/4 inches. And I'm going to just take it off to the side. I'm not going to try and bring my machine in here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my die on there like so. And then I'm going to run this through my machine and cut this out. And it probably will take a couple swipes through to cut through 2 layers, but we'll see. Hold on, I'll be right back. Try not to move it in the process. Or you're starting all over again. All right. Here's hoping it cut all the way through. You can save this piece for something else. Oh, it did cut all the way through. Good. Well, almost. You can put your die back in again and run it through if you need to. All right. So now we've got this. Now I'm going to run this through my embossing folder. And I took that with me. I'm going to run it through my Falling Leaves embossing folder. So what I'm going to do is manipulate this like so and run it through. And then when I'm done, I'm going to do it again and put it like down here like this so that I get the parts that I didn't get the first time. So hang on, I'll be right back. I'll show you. Put that on there. Run that through. I like to be away. I like to have my stuff over there for you guys. But here's what it is today. So then I'm going to put it back to show you. Anybody can sing that would like to sing and entertain us. I got stuff on the desktop sticking to mine. All right. So after I got everything unstuck, I ran it through again. Wasn't the greatest, but you get the idea. I ran it through the second time. And can you see where the white's starting to show through from the white core? Well, I'm just going to sit there for a second. If you have one of our sanding blocks or a light grit sandpaper or something, you can just go over this, and where the embossing is raised up, it's going to sand off. Hey, don't do what I just did. I knew I was pushing it with this die being a little bigger than. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. But that's what happens when you sand it. The color comes off and exposes the white and gives it a whole new, like, I'll call it a distressed look. But let's see now if we can salvage this little tiny spot that didn't glue down or that I ripped. So then we're going to glue this onto the front. of our card. Well, Christy's in Grand Rapids tonight. Oh, good. Getting close. You gotta be there early in the morning. Smart thinking. And then I'm just gonna line this up on there best that I can to fill in that hole. How it came out. This probably needs to come over. And had I not ripped it, I'm sure it would come together a whole lot easier. But it'll be fine. I'm going to be fine because I'm going to cover all that up. But I just want to get that over to the edge. I didn't get well, my spacing's not right, but I could also have cut crooked, so we're not going to dwell on that there. Put a little bit of glue down, but I am going to dwell on it. It's going to bug me, guys. Okay, I can't. It's obvious that it's not on there straight. I'll fix that there. All right, so now we got that on there. And see where it didn't rip good. Got that little piece in our view we don't want. So there we go. Got that going. Trim off whatever you need to. All good. All good. I'm just trimming that little bit that I didn't get. So now there's our front. And like I said, with this sanding block, we got it all. Want to get a little bit more up there. I'm going to draw that empty green space in. So now we're going to start like building up all of our little pieces here. So we're going to build the card first, and then I'm going to, no, let's stamp first. Let's stamp first. We'll finish it after. So we've got the same rectangle that we cut out. It's the same size. I just cut out one in white. So we've got our rectangle, and then I'm just going to build my little scene with pumpkin patch, Scenic Pumpkin Patch set. So it's a lot. I'm going to use a lot of the stamps in it. So let's go with, you know what, I'm going to put the trees down first. I'm going to build it a little different than I did when I created it because I didn't get my barn grounded how I wanted it to. So let's try it. So I got some pumpkin or pecan pie. We're just going to put a couple sets of trees down. Oh, that was really dark. Then I've got, let's see, let me go with I'm going to do the ground next and see if that, I'll do the ground next. The ground I used plum cake. And I just kind of, they're so juicy. I just kind of like eyeballed in my view there. Got that one a little high, but I just eyeballed where it looked like the contour of the trees was. And then if you flip it upside down, it kind of goes together. And then the same, if you flip it over here, the end kind of butts up. It was just working for me that way anyway. It might not be how it's supposed to work, but it worked for me that way. So let's hope that this is going to turn around and dry up lighter than what it looks. And I'm going to, oh, I might want to put a little bit more down here. So hold on. just because I want the whole bottom covered. Down here. Ooh, that's dark. Might not be able to put my pumpkins on there. Being that dark. We'll see. By the time I got back, the pumpkins were an afterthought. So by the time I get back here, oh, it's already drying up a little lighter. So by the time I get back to that step where I need the pumpkins, it might be okay. So then I've got this little, I don't know what this thing is. Looks like a head of broccoli. This little thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to use it for a cloud. And then I've got these little pumpkin toppers that I'm going to use for birds. And I'm going to put the birds in black. I should probably put my barn on first, but the birds got to go way up in the sky, so that's good. So the birds are up there. And I just did that in Memento Black. I think I'm going to use almost every stamp in this set today. Then let's use this cloud. Let's get our clouds up. Oh, clouds up in the sky. I'm totally building this backwards. Ooh, that's dark. I think I stamped off. Okay, so we're just going to leave a couple clouds like that. And that was balmy blue. Our cauliflower broccoli topper there. Then I'm going to use my little barn. So I'm going to do him in cherry cobbler. And I just want to make sure that I got it grounded into my like dirt there. Might need a blender pen to blend out that red. I don't think my cherry cobbler is all that nice of a ink pad. It doesn't look like it's got gunk on it, but it does kind of look like it's dried out on the top. So, and I know I just inked it up, so might be needing to buy a new one of those. So now I need my black again. I'm gonna put a little roof on our, and this one was very hard to see. I'm just trying to line up the silo topper, I guess. Well, that looked pretty good. I'll go with that. I'm happy with that. I like that. Okay, and I didn't bring my marker, but I'm not going back over. I did go inside the window and the doorway with a light gray, kind of just to fill that in. I don't know what color actually you would fill that in to like ground that. Maybe you'd use a super light red, pink to kind of give the depth in that abyss hole there. So just know you should put something in the hole there, in my thoughts, just to kind of ground that hole. So now I'm going to go with my pumpkins. We're just going to try this and see what we're going to, how it's going to work for us. So I got that little tiny roll of pumpkins. I got my super ultra juicy orange pumpkin pie. And we're going to put them down over this way a little bit in our field. And the other ones I had to do twice, but I'm not going to do these twice. It was an afterthought. Like I said, I had the card already put together and I decided, I think I want to put something on there. So now we're going to use those toppers or our birds again in Mossy Meadow. And I think a pumpkin stem, I'm drawing a blank, but I don't think it's green when you're at the pumpkin patch. But when it's still in the field, I'm thinking it's probably green. So I'm going with green. That does not look right. Do I not have that on there? Even? They're not lining up to the pumpkins. Did I put my pumpkins on upside down, you guys? I did. Yep, I put my pumpkins on upside down. So guess what that means? All is not lost. But I did put my pumpkins on upside down. But guess what? There's this little tiny one topper in there that we're going to go through and put on all of these guys. If I can see where they belong now that I'm getting the ink all over everything. Okay, better. So all is not lost. We just had the one little single topper to use. Because I put them upside down. Yes, they do have an upside and a downside. So I just was not thinking it was on the little one. I still had it on the big one for sure. But so now I got this twirly thing with the leaves on it. And I'm just the vine. I'm just kind of going around on trying to connect them together. I'm just going around in the grass, in the field. And that's where I don't know if that looks good, if that looks right, but it gave me a little bit of filler in the field. So now that we have our scene all built, I'm going to move on to my next piece. And I'm going to show you guys how I did my fence. So I've got a piece of crumb cake and my pecan pie, and I'm just going to stamp the fence down. And it can go like either direction. You just got to see the posts, like where they stick up a little bit more here, not quite so much there. So, you know, it can go either way, in my opinion. So I'm going with this being the top. So we're going to just ink up. I only want 3 posts right here. I only want 3 posts. Like that. And now my first sample, I threw it away, but I cut all the posts off, then I cut all the sticks off, and then I cut another post and layered all the sticks between the two. Not a good idea, very tedious, didn't work very well. So this time around, I used my tool off my pick tool, and I used my X-Acto cutting piece, and I just followed the edges of the rails, and then I followed like that. I probably didn't press hard enough because I don't want to cut into my mat, but then they just came out. If you cut like deep enough on your self-healing mat, they'll pop right out. So that's what I did. I cut all those out with my knife, and then I came through and I cut the rest of the fence out with my scissors. Like so. You got it, you know how to cut. Okay, so then I was left with this. I had all that done. I got my fence right here. So we got our fence, and I pre-made some pumpkins, and I used brown, not the right kind of brown for the stems, but I use brown, and then I have a piece here of scrap that I'm gonna put the, you could use them for clouds. I'm gonna use them for dirt clods because I want to put a little bit in front of my pumpkins to kind of, I'm gonna say ground them, ground my pumpkins down. So I used pecan pie again. And I'm gonna do, I did one like full strength, and then I did one stamped off, just cause. No, I didn't use pumpkin or pecan pie. I used crumb cake to match the field. So hold on while I do them over again. Thought that looked kind of dark. I'm gonna use crumb cake, and then I stamped off one. It's kind of light, but we're gonna go with it. Oops, I'm dropping everything on the floor. And I need it so I can get it. So then I'm just going to cut those out real quick. Cut. And let's see. I can think that my family, Mike is on a speakerphone call with Reed. So if you hear anything that you shouldn't hear, I apologize, or don't want to hear, or don't like what you're hearing. I apologize, and I do not own the rights to anything that Facebook seems to interpret that they are saying. So that's how that works. I don't know why. She always calls him when I have my video. She used to watch, which would be much better, but she kind of gave up on Facebook. But for her mother, she should be on Facebook on Wednesday nights watching me. But for your sake, you're probably lucky she's not here. She'd be commenting. Anyway, she has to call because she knows she has a captive audience in him because I'm down here filming. And so she calls, and he's off the phone in about 30 seconds because he hates to talk on the phone. But because, he chats with her, and he's pretty loud. And I had the door shut most of the way, but as you guys usually know, I have to say, oh, I gotta let the cat out. The cat was out, but I left the door cracked so that the other one could get out if she woke up. Well, the other one decided she was coming back in. So now the door is open further than I'd like it. So that's why we hear, possibly, I don't know if you can hear him or not, but that's why we are hearing chatter from upstairs. All right, so there's our dirt. Now, I guess we are just going to assemble. So let me move this out of the way. You guys saw everything I got going there. So now we're going to bring our card back in and our swing part here, right? Actually, it goes like this. So this one, holy schnickies. So this bottom here, let me see if I can fix that. I must not have scored in the right spot. All right, this white piece, the first piece, we're going to glue down. All right. Tons of ways you could do this. I'm just going to turn my card sideways and try and line up this layer this way. Kind of like leaving the same amount of border around everything. Give it a hot second to dry. That, okay. Now turn it back. You need 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch wide, and mine are about 3 7/8 long. You can kind of make them as long as you want. I'll show you what we're going to do though. So this first panel now, open this up flat. Take one of your sides of your piece here that we just folded. And you're going to glue it right up to the edge of this panel. And so you don't want it to go over the crease. So that's why I tried to make it a little bit shorter. Okay. You do not want them to go over the crease. And then you have two of them. So you can do this like whole here. Again, mine's a little bit large, so it does make it a little trickier for the designer paper and stuff that you put over the top, or this little piece here. But you can make your hole however big you want. And move these around if you feel you need to. I'm just putting it the top and the bottom. I rewatched a video yesterday of just to make sure I was doing it right. And they put them at the top and the bottom. So that's what I'm doing. So now I'm going to butt this bottom one up against the edge. And I trimmed that off camera. So, okay. Now open them up flat like that. Yeah. Lay them flat down. Let's see. No. You want to close this like this and let them stick out. Put some glue on them. And then close the front like that. Give it a second to dry. Hey, Linda. Hey, Vesta. Thank you. Glad you like it. All right. So now that created the swing part. So basically this is just a Z fold, and we're putting these little braces on here to hold it there so that it doesn't flop all around. All right, now we're going to take our seam that we made and stick it through the hole like that and line it up. And then we just are going to put glue on it. So you only want, you only need as much glue as what's going to glue to that piece. So like 2 inches roughly. I'm going to stick it back through the hole. And line it up. And then hold that down for a second. Okay. You want it, it's going to need to like go through there. So when you open this up, you need to have it the same size or maybe smaller, but probably not smaller, so that when this goes, it opens and flows through there. All right. So then now we've got our little fence that we made. And I think, let's see if I put it down. It's going to put the taller, you're not going to see the bottom of my fence. So I think I'm going to put the taller pieces. No, I'm not. I'm going to put the taller pieces down at the bottom. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue here on this side. And then because I'm going to put these taller pieces at the bottom, I've got space to glue them down. So I'm just putting it, oh, you can't see, sorry. I'm just putting it right up to the edge. I'm putting my fence post over all the way onto this little tiny space because you need to have room for it to move. So I actually have to move it over a little bit more because you don't want it to interfere with this piece here as it's swinging. And I probably could move it even a little bit more. Right to the very, very, very edge. Let that glue down. And now it's not. Once I got it open, it was starting to bend over there. But so there we go. And then now I'm going to glue my pumpkins. Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to have to put them low. Darn it all. Wasn't even paying attention when I made those. I have to put them way down at the bottom. Okay. And then I got my little dirt clods that I'm gonna glue on down below the pumpkins. Just kind of probably could even, they're not right in front. You think it could. I just want them to look like kind of, you know, they're sitting on some dirt, but. Put them on there like that. So there's our little dirt clods on there. So our whole scene is now built on the front. And basically the card is done. You can do more if you want to put something along here. I figured the scene was busy enough. I didn't need to do too much more. But I do have another, the 3 patch of pumpkins that I cut out. And I gotta trim that a little more round. And then I'm gonna take those vines and I'm gonna glue this flat. You could pop this up if you wanted. I'm gonna glue this flat down here, bottom. And then I'm gonna put those vines around the bottom a little bit. You just gotta be careful how close you get them or they will, you'll get that space, you know, like when you mask and it leaves that space, it doesn't stamp correctly. See right there because it didn't, there's the edge. So you can get yourself a marker or something and try and fill that little space in. And that's all I'm going to do. Like I said, you could do something over here. Oops, I need a little more glue over here. My hinges are coming off. I'm coming unhinged. I was talking to Reed, my daughter, earlier today about this fence, and she just kept going on about, was I on defense about putting it on the card or not? And what if you didn't like it? Then I'd be on defense of people not liking my fence. And it's like, oh my gosh, don't you have something else to do, chick? But she didn't bother her mother. That was the extent of it. So there is our card, you guys. We got a whole little scene going on there. I kind of like this ground better. I don't know what I did different. Probably just the way I laid it down there. I got those 2 gloppy ones in the same spot. But hey, Tony, I'm going to go back to over here and tell you guys thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to be back next week and maybe beforehand, who knows. But thanks for watching, commenting, chit-chatting back and forth, and sharing my videos. I appreciate it. Until next week, you guys have a great time. And oh, who's going to World Card Making Day on Saturday? I signed up. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it or not, but I signed up. Got to check with my friend Debbie Green, see what's going on. We may be out of town now. So anyway, you guys have a great evening. I'll be back again. Take care.